My name's EJ with the EverReflect team. I was saying in regards to this AMA is going to be a little different. It's going to be an education-focused AMA, and that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesdays. It's been a big focus of ours to help educate people in the crypto space, especially on BSC. The guest that we have today, I'm extremely honored to even to call him a friend and to have him in this space. He's from the Tango Crypto Discord, and we will be giving away 5 Tier 2 memberships to the Tango Discord today. That's a year-long membership, retail value about $300. So 5 of those will be given away during this chat. But with further ado, now that I've already spoken and said that whole spiel twice, it's an honor. It's a pleasure. Literally, I know everybody can't say anything, but round of applause for Tango Crypto's old coach Cryp, one of my dearest friends in this space and one of the wisest human beings I can honestly say I have met in a long time. So, Coach, welcome.
Well, thank you much. I think you went a little overboard with all that mess there, but no, I'm just a feller who puts his britches on just like everybody else. I tend to look at things from a different perspective because I've been around for a long time. I saw, I went from living in a house without a telephone to having one in my back pocket in my lifetime. I went from having TV with only black and white channels to having hundreds of channels in satellite TV. So I've seen things a lot of folks ain't seen and been around quite a while. So I look at things from the old and the new, and I just kind of move with the times so I can keep growing and living, because, I think I told you a story once about me going to be middle-aged when I'm about 150. In order to do that, I still got to keep learning.
Right.
So, anyhow, I ain't nothing special. I'm just a feller.
No, I love the mindset, though, that you'll be middle-aged at 150 years old. So you are highly involved in the utility token crypto space. Tell me, in regards to your reasoning, why you think that this is one of the spaces to be here early, to be able to get into this.
Well, it's not so much the token for me. It's it's what the blockchain and the whole crypto community can do for the world. And that's what people don't seem to realize. They're all running around thinking crypto's a way to fill your wallet with some money, and it ain't. It's actually an evolution in the next communication and the next way the world is going to be handled. And, if they stop and look at where they are right now, I mean, everybody who's sitting here listening, everybody who's buying the first crypto, they're all brand new folks in a brand new world. If y'all were around back when the internet started, which a bunch of folks in crypto weren't around, it was a brand new world.
Right.
Because before the internet, we had to go to the library. Now the library is just a place where books collect dust.
Right.
Now, I mean, that's all it is. You go to the library now, and there's somebody in there that says, well, what are you doing here? How come you ain't using the internet? Well, I'm coming to the library because you got a computer for me to use the internet. And that's what libraries are utilized for. But when I grew up, they were just libraries. And then the internet come around, and it was slow. It was slower than molasses in January.
Right.
And
dial up.
People that saw it said, hey, it's going to get better. And it did. Now it's in your back pocket with your phone. And anything you want to know is at your fingertips. Well, crypto is the same thing. It's bringing the technology in crypto. And this is a story I tell just because it's in my head, not because it's going to happen. But can you imagine putting a set of goggles on and a pair of gloves on, and you have a tactile feel with your hands and a visual perception, and going to a grocery store and walking up and down the aisles and picking up all that stuff and putting it in your basket and walking up there to the checkout counter, and then they check you out. You pay with crypto. Then you take them goggles and gloves off, and you still at home. And then a few minutes later, it shows up at your house. Crypto can do that. It can do that. And that's what's cool about it, the metaverse. So I see the potential of all of that. What I also see in the crypto, buying a crypto, is where people are mimicking currency. That's all it is. It's a mimic.
Yeah.
Currency no longer has value based on anything but what people put in it. The dollar is only worth what people believe a dollar's worth.
Right.
The majority of the world think the dollar is the predominant currency, so it is. If people change their minds yet tomorrow and say we're going to use the ruble or the yen or something like that, well, then that's what it's going to be. Well, crypto's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. And so if you think about it, we ain't doing nothing new with currency. All we're doing is rehashing an old concept. Well, we're not going to say the dollar used to be based on gold. And then some smart feller, and I say this with a lot of trepidation, some smart feller decided, well, let's not put dollar on the gold standard no more because somebody's going to take all my gold. And let's just say we'll print our dollars based on what we think we need. And that's what they do. So Dogecoin is a perfect example of that. It's a very popular coin. And when they need more Dogecoin, they print more Dogecoin. And people don't mind because they like Dogecoin, so they get more Dogecoin. Well, that's what people want. It don't make it good. It don't make it bad. It just makes it, that's what them people want.
And it's real, right?
That's all it is. And if people quit running around and saying, what's your utility? Well, what is your utility? What is the utility of the dollar bill?
Right.
I mean, it's what you create out of it.
Right. It's what assets you're going to end up taking, whether it be food, whether it be a hoodie, whether it be property.
So what I do with crypto, as in anything else in life, I just figure out how is it going to apply to me? What am I going to do with it? Well, I'm pretty old feller, and I've been around a long time, and I learned a lot, and I have a resume that makes most people look like, wow, I want to hire this feller, and then they see how old I am and say, well, crap, he ain't going to be alive long enough for me to hire, so I ain't going to hire that feller. So they say, so I'm stuck. I'm kind of stuck. So I use crypto for a very simple thing. I look at crypto as a value to pay my bills. Now, how many months' bills is this crypto going to pay for me? And that's when I buy that crypto. If that crypto ain't going to pay no month's bills for me, I'm not going to buy that crypto. So I put it in a simple use form for me. I don't care if that crypto's selling lipstick. If it's selling lipstick and somebody buys that lipstick and it's going to pay my bills for a month, I'm going to buy that crypto. If it ain't going to pay my bills for that month, well, I ain't worried about it. So do I want to get rich? Well, I don't put a value on a dollar. I put value on life. And my value is a lot different than a lot of other folks. Because if you offer me money for my life, well, you can keep your money because I like my life.
Right.
And I don't care about money. But I do want to know money's a tool, so I use it as a tool to enjoy life.
Yep.
And I get everything I want because my wants is simple. I'm just an old, simple country boy. And, when I want to do something, I go do it. It's that simple. I don't have nobody telling me I can't do it. I don't have nobody telling me I can do it. I do what I want, when I want, how I want, because that's how I live my life. And if everybody did that and used crypto as what it really is, just another tool to achieve goals in your life, then that's what it's good for. So go ahead, EJ.
Well, one of the things that you brought up to me a number on our phone calls never seem to be short. They're usually about 2 hours plus every time we do speak. The wisdom that you can give in regards to when volatile markets come, because obviously utility tokens and cryptocurrency are a bit more volatile, and you've made some very solid points about removing the emotion of it and setting the goals.
Let me tell you the simplest way to do that. Pretend you got some money and you don't know what to do with it. And you're going to decide to invest with that money, whether it's the stock market, annuities, mutual funds, cryptocurrency, it don't matter.
Baseball cards.
this is what you need to do with that money. You have to be able to do this with that money. You take that money, you put it in the garbage can, you tie the bag closed, and you go take it to the curb and you throw it in the trash can, and you watch the garbage truck pull off with it. So if you can do that with that money, well, then you can invest that money. If you can't do that with that money, well, then you probably ought not be investing money, because the investing money, which crypto ain't an investment, folks, that's just speculation. But if you taking the money away from your groceries, away from paying your bills, out of your children's clothes off their back, or a toy that's going to make them happy for 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes of a child's happiness cannot put a price tag on it. I'm telling you. And I've seen a lot of child's happy for 5 minutes, and it's stuck with me my whole life. And I've seen them cry for 1 minute, and that stuck with me my whole life too. So I'd rather take that money and buy a toy. But if I don't have to buy that toy and I can throw that money in the garbage and watch it drive down the street, well, I'm going to put it in crypto. And then now that money don't mean nothing. It has no emotional attachment to me. It's just, okay, I got a tool here. I'm going to build something with that tool. I got me a hammer. I'm going to drive a nail with it. I got me a screwdriver. I'm going to turn a screw with it. So I'm going to take that crypto and I'm going to go buy something with that money and buy some crypto with it. And it's going to do good or it's not going to do good, because I can't control if it does or it don't.
Right.
And I don't think about it. I watch it. Now, I do teach quite a bit in Tango Crypto about how to keep the emotion out of it by planning and studying and learning. And you know, one of the words I hate most in crypto is an acronym saying DYOR. And everybody thinks they so smart saying that. Well, I think they just a bunch of morons in my book, because if DYOR means do your own research.
Right.
All right. If you don't know where to look, you don't know what research to do, those are just words. It don't mean nothing. So if a fella's going to say DYOR, he needs to tell you how to DYOR. He don't need to just say it to make himself look smart, because he ain't looking smart to me. He's just running off at the mouth. And same thing with not financial advice. If I tell you EverReflect going to make you a parcel of money, so go buy EverReflect. Oh, by the way, that ain't financial advice. Well, I just lied to you. I either lied to you with the first statement or I lied to you with the second statement. But either way, I just lied to you. So quit saying all that crap and just tell the truth. Right. EverReflect is a good group of folks. I vetted that project for Tango Crypto as part of our educational program. We teach people how to be analytical in studying a project and finding out the questions they need to ask so they feel comfortable putting their garbage in there. Which, what I told y'all what it was, is money you throw it in the garbage and putting your money into that project. So we vetted it. We got a list of questions. I met EJ in a DM, and we had a long DM where he answered those questions. And when I was done, I said, thank you. And he said, I'm glad that's over with. And then we became good friends because he's good people. So I didn't vet a project. I vetted a person. His ability to do what he said he's going to do was number one. And then his intent of doing what he said he's going to do, number two. You vet that in every project and then put your money in and forget about it. You're going to be fine. You're going to make money, because those people are going to be working for you while you ain't doing nothing but looking for the next project with a group of people who are going to work for you. And that's what passive, Tango got a beautiful way of putting it, because he's a fancy talker and I'm a simple talker. But it's, residual. He got all kinds of fancy words. But all I call
passive income,
I say folks is doing it for me, so I ain't got to do it for myself. And that's what makes it good. So I know that if I look in my wallet and my bill time comes up and I say, I got to transfer some of this to my fiat wallet, I just pick one and transfer it to my fiat wallet. I don't go look at the chart. I don't go studying. Now, I can TA a chart. I know how to day trade. I can swing trade. I know every bit of trading there is to know. But them is work. That's hard work.
Right.
I like this way a whole lot better. So passive, residual, long-term income. EJ doing the work. I'm just paying my bills. I see a truck I want to buy. It got a fancy paint job, big tires, lift kit. I look at my wallet and I cash out some of that crypto and I go buy that truck. That's that simple. Because they were making it for me. I ain't doing it for myself.
That you kind of answered my next question, but my next question was that. So besides vetting a team and knowing the team and kind of the community and the people behind it, what are some of the other things that people can use as far as trying to evaluate? There's new tokens every day. So what else, what other recommendations would you give?
Well, I have to tell a little story on that just to give a little precedent to why we do what we do.
Yeah.
There was about 32 fellers in a group that was doing what Tango Crypto does. But we were doing it for each other. And one guy would look at the contract and say, it looks good. Well, he may or may not know what he was looking at, but he looked at it. Another fellow looked at the website and said, well, it looks okay. Another fellow goes into Twitter and he says, well, they answer, he does his evaluation. Well, you have 5, 10, 15 fellers going in there and doing all this stuff and coming back and saying it looks good, and then we all buy that token. Well, there's 32 of us, and some of them did good, some of them didn't do good. We had a couple of rug pulls because people got in a hurry. And then I said one day, I said to myself, ask them folks how they do that. And they did. They all gave me a list a mile long. And I took that list and I compiled it to a very comprehensive vetting process from 32 people. And I said, this is excellent. I didn't even have to add none of my techniques to it because they was all covered in there. Yeah. So I said, okay. So I presented it to our group and they were like, we do that? And I said, yeah, y'all do. And they said, I said, all right, well, I'm going to vet every token from here on out by this procedure. And if it don't pass this procedure 100%, it don't pass. It's that simple. Yep. And that's what we do. Now, this is kind of like our, how shall I say, intellectual property, to use them fancy words.
Yep.
And this is kind of what we teach. We teach the methodology that gets you to achieve that.
Yeah.
And the result of those achievements of the teaching, we vet projects, and then we all invest in those projects. Again, we're not investors. We just speculate. And the projects do okay, and we make a little money, and that's what it's all about. But they're all filling our wallets with that residual thing.
Right. So most of those tokens that the Tango Crypto team basically will vet, that they don't, and maybe this is also a good way of looking at what you guys do from a community and team standpoint. How many tokens do you evaluate that don't pass your vetting?
Well, I can say on average, I done lost count. There's so many. I say since 6 September, I vetted over 5,000 tokens easily, and we've passed less than 20.
Right.
So
a staggering number.
I can go. I got to the point where I quit counting. I did 400 in a day and a half, and none passed. Not one.
Wow.
And it's not me. I'm very objective. I follow the rules our group set out, and I go through them rules. And when them rules say go to the next step, I go to the next step. If the rules say don't go past this step, I don't go past that step. And most tokens don't go through the first minute. I did on a Saturday morning, one time I did 250, average 3 minutes per token.
Wow.
And it wasn't because they wasn't good. It wasn't because they wasn't bad. It was because they just didn't pass. So some of those weren't ready yet. If the team was brand new, they were still working. So we revisit those later on down the road. We got some that didn't pass. They launched. They fixed all their problems. Then they do pass, and they become part of the community.
Oh,
but they still got to
There's like a second chance, obviously. Yeah.
Well, it's either is or it ain't. There ain't no chances to it. If they get all their ducks in a row and they pass the rules, then they pass. But if they never get their ducks in a row, then they don't pass. Now, who are we? We're just a group of folks that made rules for us. And a lot of folks are joining us liking them rules. So either we doing something right or folks are just looking for a good way of doing things, and we're giving them one.
Okay. I have a hypothetical for you.
Okay.
I'm the type of person that I want to hold a token and I want to trade it, but I want to only buy at the beginning, and then I want to see massive returns, and then I want to get out right away. What would you tell me? And it's one of your vetted tokens that has been a solid project that your community has approved.
Well, the first thing I tell you, because you asked 3 questions, by the way. So the first answer to the first question is get over it. You can want in one hand and you know what in the other one, and the wanting hand's always going to be empty. Yeah. You can't go into every project saying, I'm going to make a buttload of money and get out of it. You just can't do it. If you do, you're going to fail more often than not. That's just the way it is. Money just does. The only safe way to double your money is take it out of your pocket, fold it in half, and put it back in your pocket. Because then you know it's double. Nothing else in life is going to double your money. Crypto has because of the volatility of crypto, there are going to be winners, but everywhere there's a winner, there's a loser. Second place is still the first loser, I think people like to say. Well, your goal is what makes you win. If your goal is to be long-term passive residual income and have the team work for you, then it don't matter. You buy a token that does that for you and forget about it. But if you buy a static token, and a static token is a kind that has no benefit whatsoever other than its volume and its price. And that price has to go up for you to sell and make money off of it. Now you're in the stock market. Well, crypto's is not the stock market. That's why crypto's evolving away from static tokens. Now, there's still a place for them. There is. But majority of the one, and it's an evolution. It is not. People said, let's try this. It actually evolved that way because that's what the market wanted. They want to be able to live their lives and not have to sit in front of a screen and day trade all day long. Because I can make a lot of money every day of the week day trading, but I got to sit in front of that screen doing it. So I'm not living. I'm sitting in front of a screen. Well, I do that anyway because now I sit in front of a screen with the Discord because I help teach. But it's fun. I enjoy what I do. But the thing is, the market evolved because that's what it needed to do, because it wasn't sustainable. Everyday average Joe. I'm a country boy, and I identify with country folk. And country folk enjoy the simple things in life, sitting on the porch swing, enjoying the cool breeze. Well, if they got to sit in front of a computer, they're going to miss that porch swing and that cool breeze.
Right.
Watching their youngins play on the swing set or going out there. Yeah, things like that. That's living. That is living.
That is living.
And if you're sitting in front of the screen day trading for money, you ain't living. Yep. And that's what it's all about, folks. Crypto is just a tool so you can live. It ain't the end all be all to make you rich so you can get a Lambo, which I don't want no dang Lambo. I can't drive across no creek with a Lambo. And a 4-wheel drive Lambo, I just break it. So I don't want no Lambo. I don't need no yacht because my horse don't swim. So I don't need no yacht. So I don't care about all that.
So,
but
sorry.
Go ahead.
So as far as what you do on a daily, give us a rundown of a day in the life of Coach as far as the teachings and some of the things that you offer in the Tier 2 Tango Crypto.
Well, we have a unique atmosphere in Tango Crypto. First of all, ain't no fussing and ain't no cussing. If you're going to fuss and you're going to cuss, you're going to have to talk to Coach. and coach is going to take you behind the woodshed. That's all there is to it. And for those city folks don't know what going behind the woodshed is, that's where us country folks get took when we was youngins to get a whooping. Now, I can't whoop you, and I don't want to whoop you, but I will have a long talk with you about keeping things family friendly, because we got youngins from 6 years old reading our Discord, learning about crypto, and we got a member we call Grandma. And I ain't saying how old she is, because she'll take me behind the woodshed if I did. So anyhow, we want it family friendly. So there ain't no cussing. And there ain't no negativity, because people come there, they come there to learn. Yeah. And Tango calls it a university, and it's appropriate, because when you go to the university, you go to class, you respect the people in the class, you respect the teacher, you're there to get the knowledge they give. What you choose to do that's your choice. But while you're there, you're learning, and then you take that out in the real world and apply it or don't. That's all up to you. I really don't care. Yeah. I say what I say because it works. I tell people what they ask me a question, and I answer it to the best of my ability. I don't tell them my opinion. I tell them facts. If it's my opinion, I say, well, I'll give you my opinion in a nickel. That way, when it's all said and done, at least you keep something out of it. And that's the way I am. But if I don't know, I go find out, and I get back with them. And that's what we do. We teach. Now, as I said before, the result of our teaching is the vetted project. And then we release that to our tier 2 as a vetted project, and they all get in there and do what they want. We don't tell them, go buy this. We just say it's vetted, and we put it out there saying it's vetted. And then they either buy it or they don't buy it. I don't care. I go to the next project.
Right.
Because we're kind of like Switzerland there. All we care about is safe, good people in the crypto space. If you ain't safe, because you don't know what you're doing, not because you ain't good people, well, then you don't pass one of our criteria. If you ain't good people, you don't pass the other criteria, so you don't pass. It's that simple. You might think you know what you're doing, but if your website's full of errors, or you don't know how to explain slippage, well, you probably need to learn a little bit more about crypto before you start trying to sell crypto. Yeah. And little things like that might not mean much to folks, but it does to me. Because if I'm going to tell somebody this is the best we can do, well, it's going to be the best I can do. Yeah. And that's what you get from me. So a day in the life of coach, I get up, I make a cup of coffee, I'm drinking on that coffee, and I'm checking messages from the few hours sleep that I did get, because I catnap. I don't really sleep. When I lay my head down, I go to sleep. When I wake my eyes open, I'm awake. And it don't matter if it's 1 hour or 10 hours. It's just whatever it is, it is. And then I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm reading things, and I'm reading things people wanting to know, and I start teaching them. And then I see a lot of them wanting to know the same thing, so I schedule a class. And then we have a class, and it's a streamed class. Some of them get recorded, some of them don't, because I think it's better for folks to be in a class to learn, because they're there to learn. But if you just got a recording on, you get distracted, you miss the recording, then you only got part of the information, and nothing more dangerous than knowing half of something.
Right. Very true.
And if you don't hear it all, you only know half of it. It's like knowing how to load the gun, but don't knowing what to do with it later. Somebody gonna get hurt.
Dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody gonna get hurt. So if I teach somebody how to shoot a gun, I teach them every step, and I make sure they understand every step. And that's the way I do with crypto. I teach them every step from the very first wallet they get to the very first transaction they do to then we'll move on in like staking. Is everybody said, when are we going to teach staking, coach? Well, there's as many ways to stake as there is people in the world. So that can't be one class. Right. That would have to be a staking class for every individual staking program. And I would spend my entire life talking about staking, when staking is just part of crypto. Right. So we're more focused on getting people familiar with crypto, comfortable with crypto, able to make good decisions about crypto, and understanding why blockchain is the next thing in evolution in communication and evolve and governance. I mean, guys, blockchain governance will take thousands of jobs away.
Right.
Now think about that. There's already a shortage of people right now out there to do the work.
Yep.
And if you can create something that don't need that many people, but they can make money at home, well, then people are going to be making money at home, living their lives, and let the blockchain govern the governance. And then we won't have all them people up there that we're paying that can get to be our representatives, not being our representatives, but taking money from other folks to be their representatives. Now, I'm not a cynic. I'm a realist. I see things how they are. And folks that go to Washington or go to any government, they get influenced by the lobbyists. They're not influenced by their voters. They are when they get there, but later on they find out the establishment does it a different way. So if they're going to fit in, they got to do it the way the establishment does it. Well, that's fine. But the governance of a blockchain can eliminate that because everybody can hook up a wallet address in a blockchain designed to do that governance and make a vote, and it's a done deal. It's over with, and it's instantaneous. It's
blockchain voting is going to be massive.
5 minutes after it became available, everybody knows the result.
Right.
It's over with. Okay, we know this is a new rule. We live in a democracy. Democracy just voted. Well, we never had that before. Well, naturally, there's going to be a little bit of rebuff against that because the establishment is making a bunch of money.
Yep.
Now, I mean, think about it. Big banks, the dollar, all them representatives that are getting money by law. Legally, they're getting it, but they're getting it to keep in office. Well, they won't be getting that no more because we won't be needing that no more. So, yeah, there's going to be a fight. But people smart. They see it coming. It's going to evolve. We're going to expand at the exponential rate. It's not going to be linear by no means. We got 3% of the population of the world in crypto right now. It's going to grow incrementally, and then it's going to grow exponentially. And anybody who don't know the difference, incrementally means literally means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exponentially means double. Now keep in mind, in crypto, you can already do that. You can take $100 and double it in 14 consecutive projects and have $1.6 million.
Right.
No other investment, no other speculation in life can you do that.
Right.
No.
Right.
All right, it's that simple. So you take $100, your project 2X's, you got 200. You just take it out at 2X. It don't matter if it's going to go to 57X.
Right.
It went 2X.
Yep.
You make a plan. Just make a plan. They take that 2X, put it in the next project at 2X's. Now you've got $400.
Yep.
And it doubles until 14 doubles later, you got $1.6 million. And it can be done. And that's what the possibilities of crypto is. Now, are you hurting people? Well, yeah. When you're getting up to that 560,000 or actually 800,000, and you pull 800,000 out, the LP is going to suffer pretty bad. And yeah, that project will suffer. But that's part of crypto. That's what it is. It's speculation. So when somebody sells a 30, like Safe Moon there for a while, they had all them whales dumping.
Yep.
I didn't lose no sleep over it because it didn't matter to me. They bought, they sold. That's their choice.
Yeah.
It ain't the team's fault. It ain't their fault. They ain't bad people. They just people. They made a plan. They live in their plan. Now, if there's folks who go in crypto and they buy stuff and then they sell it right off the launch. And the LP's young, really young. And if you don't know what how LP affects market cap, I give a very long class on that. I break it down to very simple terms. And I talk to you as a person, not as a somebody who's got a degree in mathematics.
Right.
And it basically, in a nutshell, is the lower the LP, the harder it's going to take a hit when somebody sells. A mature LP, which has a higher percentage of the market cap, won't take a bad hit. So if you got a 1.6 million LP and somebody sells 100,000, that's not a bad hit.
Right.
But you got a 300,000 LP and they sell 100,000, you got a red candle that goes all the way to the bottom of the chart.
Yep.
And that's the way LPs work. And there's a whole lot of math goes into that, but you don't need to know all that. You just got to know there's folks going to do that. That's part of the risk. That's why I say at the beginning, very first thing, if you can't throw it in the garbage and watch the garbage truck haul it off, you probably ought not be in crypto. It's that simple. Because if it bothers you that much, you got to holler in the screen about somebody because you didn't know, and this is where majority of the hollering and fussing come from, is because they don't know. Everybody I heard fuss about every launch that I pay attention to.
Yeah.
Well, not part of. I pay attention to a lot. Everyone I pay attention to, all the people fussing and hollering are the ignorant people. And ignorance just means you don't know yet. And we all ignorant. We're born that way. We grow up that way. And when we learn something, we're not ignorant no more because we learned that. But guess what? We're still ignorant of a whole lot of other stuff.
Right.
So a person like me don't like being ignorant, so I learn everything I can about everything that interests me. And that's what brought me into crypto. About 2010, I saw crypto becoming what the internet was becoming in the mid-'70s. Now, most folks didn't even know the internet existed in the mid-'70s. By the '80s, you started getting AOL and these groups and stuff like that. But I'd already been studying it. And I did the same thing with crypto. When Bitcoin came out, I said, well, it might just be a fad. Well, it wasn't. And by 2010, I started studying crypto and what it could do for the future, and whether or not it'd be something I needed to understand. And I realized real quick I did. So that's why I'm in crypto. And that's why I call it spouting off at the mouth, because that's what I do. Y'all ask a question and my old brain spits it out and I spout it out.
Right.
And it's something I might have heard 10 years ago. And I researched it because I don't just go by what I hear.
What are your thoughts? Just because I know in your class it's a very open dialogue. What are your thoughts before we announce our 5 winners for the tier 2? That we take a few questions from our community.
Well, we have now. To me, integrity ain't a shirt. Okay, integrity is my skin. I can't take my skin off and change it because I ain't no snake. So I got to be careful because part of what I do for Tango Crypto, the service I provide for the group that I'm a member of, is teaching.
Right.
So if I go outside of Tango and I go to teaching, to me that just ain't right, because I told them folks that I teach there. But what I will do is I'll tell you why I teach everything you ask. Well, what would you say about this? And I'll tell you why I teach that and why it's important to crypto. Now, I can do that. But as far as the actual meat and taters of that specific topic, I wouldn't feel right doing that. And if I don't feel right, I ain't doing it. That's just the way it is. And I ain't hiding it from nobody, because I signed a non-competition clause when I became an owner of Tango Crypto. And part of non-competing is not taking the product we got out on the road. And I ain't doing that. But what I will do is tell you what you can learn there if you want to come. And we have a free area where you have a whole lot you can learn. And then everybody who's in that free area get the residual effect of what the people in the paid area learn. And then the people in the paid area get firsthand what we learn. So I can do that, and I'd be happy to do that.
So we'll open that up. If anybody has a question, in regards to what they provide at Tango Crypto in their Discord and also in their Tier 2 Discord. Feel free. You should be able to raise your hands, I do believe.
Well, I'll let you pick the folks because it's too much trouble for me to run that screen. So.
Yep. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. I actually don't see any questions coming in yet. So here we go. We got one from Jay. I'm going to unmute you and allow you to ask a question to old coach in regards to their Tango Crypto. You want to just...
He can ask me anything. It don't matter.
That's true. That's true. You're gonna be there. You go, Jay. You should be unmuted now.
Hey, I appreciate it. What's up, everybody?
Howdy, sir.
Hey, so I was late to the game on this AMA. I did retweet all the shit and was trying to make sure if I'm not eligible.
Hold on a second. If you was late, you heard me that I don't allow no fussing and no cussing.
Well,
so,
like I said, I'm cool with it.
It's a family friendly. I'm a family friendly feller, so let's try to keep it family friendly, okay?
Oh yes, I'm with you.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, so I've been looking into the Tier 2 Tango Crypto, and I'm glad you guys were able to delve in a little bit into what it's all about. If I'm not eligible for the reward or whatever, that's cool. I'll probably still look into it. I just want to say I appreciate it.
Yeah, you should be. We're going to confirm it with Mo in regards to the retweets for those. Everybody that retweeted basically what Mo put out on Twitter for us will be eligible. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just did it like 10 minutes ago, so it's probably.
Oh, you're done. You're fine. Matter of fact, if you DM me or EJ, and I'm talking to you specifically, not the whole world listening, your Discord name, I'll be looking for you when you come to Tango Crypto.
Yeah, I'm already up in Tango, so I'll send you a message.
DM your name and tell me where me and you talked, and I'll get on a voice call with you and DM, and you can pick my brain all you want. And I spend a lot of time in DMs, and you wouldn't know that because I'm spending so much time in chats too. But I'm there. That's what I'm there for. And if you got any questions about our Tango Crypto ain't a place to provide you the next big buy. That ain't what we for. Right. That's just a result of what we do. What we do is teach.
Right.
So if you want to learn something that we got to teach, well, then by all means, you want to join Tier 2. But if you just want to enjoy a family-friendly space where there ain't going to be no fussing, no cussing, and ain't no shilling, it ain't nobody coming in there trying to make you do something. And shame on the fella that comes in there and tries to scam somebody from my house. And me and that fella going behind the woodshed quick.
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
Much appreciated. Did we have any other questions for old coach in regards to what they provide in Tango Crypto, their Tier 2 package? Like I said, we'll be giving away 5 those year-long memberships. They're a value of $300 annually. So if anybody else has any questions, it looks like it's a pretty quiet group today. Probably because I think everybody can appreciate the genuine nature of your conversations, coach. Like, you have a demeanor, you have a way of approaching topics that are just straight to the point. And it's one of the most, I'm so fortunate to be able to call you a friend, and that we can even spend a couple hours on the phone, and you can just even give me some of the wisdom and insight of your life, because you're only a couple years older than me, but you've had a lot of experiences. And so if you want to, why don't you tell us about some of those other experiences that have really kind of shaped and made your brain the way it is?
Well, I don't know how to do that. I do know that I've been blessed. I've had good teachers my whole life. I remember when I was a kid in school, the teachers saw something in me that I didn't I didn't know. I was just a kid in school. Right. And I never did homework. Not one time. And usually you get an F on homework and it's a bad thing and everybody fusses at you. Well, they never fussed at me. And I never understood it. I didn't do it because I didn't want to do it. I didn't do it because I didn't need to do it.
Right.
And then they got to where they was giving me my tests verbally. And I thought everybody got their tests verbally. When I found out later in life, they didn't do that. And the teachers told me they gave me my test verbally because they liked the way I engaged my responses. Now, you're talking about a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old talking to a teacher. And they liked the way I engaged my responses to their questions because they weren't just a memorized response off the chalkboard. And I didn't know I didn't know at that young age, everybody didn't do that.
Right.
So those teachers built on that. They expanded my ability to learn at a very young age. And then through my entire life, I've had good teachers doing that, whether it was building houses, running equipment, computers, electronics, electromagnetism, thermodynamics. Guys, man, the list of stuff that people have been teaching me is as longer than I am tall. And I'm 6 foot tall. That'd be a mighty long list. So all I can say is I've been blessed.
Yeah.
Good Lord put them in front of me, and I paid attention. And because of that, I'm able to keep on living and enjoying life and learning something new every day. And I don't fault somebody because they don't know no better.
Right.
If they don't know no better, that's their choice. They have a choice to know better. All they got to do is try it. And well, then I don't like that word either because me trying is preparing to fail. If they do it, they do it. If they don't do it, they don't do it. Because I live in a simple world. You're either going to do something or you ain't going to do something. I tried means that you didn't do it. That's what I tried means. But, other folks look at that a little differently, and that's up to them. They can look at it how they want to. I really don't care. Don't bother me one bit.
I like to live with the I wills, though, and this will happen. You make it a foundation. Right. We have a couple. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say we have two more questions already in the group. So if you guys have questions in regards to what Coach can do, I'll start with Jay Diggs, then I'll go over to Dirty Mike. So Jay Diggs, you are now available to unmute yourself if you would like to ask old Coach a question in regards to what they do over at Tango Crypto.
Now, he can ask me about the price of tea of China. I'll give him my opinion on that, too. It don't matter.
Well, Jay Diggs, maybe you're listening. Your hand was raised. We'll jump over to our resident.
Hey, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm here. Sorry, I'm at work.
You're good, man. Yeah, you're good. What do you got for Coach?
I was just wondering, Coach, do you record all your lessons?
Well, let me tell you something about that. I don't like recordings because I think that's a lazy way. To be honest with you, I expect folks that want to come to class, they're going to come to class. The ones that want to learn are going to make time to be there. Because I found out a long time ago in life, if you want to do something, you will. If you don't want to do something, you won't. And if it's important to you, you're going to make time for it. So I kind of like the classroom. That's why I call it Coach's Class. I don't have a YouTube video where people can click on it. They want me to do a podcast because people like the way I talk. So I'm going to do a podcast. But I'm not going to teach in the podcast. I'm just going to talk about life in the podcast and how crypto applies to real life. So if people who want crypto to be part of their life, then they'll do it. But somebody's recording them now, and some of them turn out, and some of them don't turn out, and it don't bother me either way. If they don't, I'll do 7 days a week, 3 times a day, if that's what it takes for everybody to get a class. You tell me what you want to know when you want to know it, and I'll schedule a class. And they always fill up with between 20 and 100 people. And it's a class now. You get in there, you mute your mic, you listen to the class. I say, okay, unmute your mic. That's raising your hand. I'll call your name. You ask your question. I'll go back over that question. And then some classes take 20 minutes, and then they go for 3.5 hours answering the questions afterwards. So if that's how long it takes, that's how long it takes. If I'm so good a teacher on that topic that it only takes 20 minutes, well, then we just visit for the next 40 minutes of the hour, or we talk about anything.
Yeah.
But do they all get recorded? Nope, they don't. And I don't care if they do or they don't, to be honest with you.
But you have
I'm
made it
loading
very
a truck right now, and I'm in the AMA.
Right. And that's called dedication. That's called wanting to learn. And that right there is going to mean to me right there that you're there making time out of your life. Well, dude, I'm going to give you all the time I got in my body. And trust me, you know, I say this because I'm a Christian. And Christians, if you're a Christian or you are a Muslim or you have any faith whatsoever, you have the same belief I got in your faith, that you ain't alone. Your strength don't come from you. If you're doing the right thing, you got all the strength in the world to keep doing that thing, and you'll never fail at it. And that's the way I am. Everybody says, Coach, you're going to burn out. I said, you might could burn old Coach out, but good luck, pack a lunch, you're going to be there a while. But the fella that's holding old Coach up, you ain't never going to burn him out. So if that means I'm going to do a 10-hour seminar on something as simple as picking your nose, I'm going to teach. As long as people are asking how to pick their nose, I'm going to teach them how to pick their nose. It's that simple.
And the big point of that is that you also always accommodate the people that are in tier 2, like you said, working around schedules, making sure that you're accessible. You've said it before that basically your day is consumed from the morning you woke up until you go to take your nap, that you're always accommodating other people for the education purpose. And it's
Well,
the dedication.
because that's what we're there for. That's what I'm there for. Now, every one of us in the core group have different strengths. And each one of us utilize that strength to make the group better. Yes. Tango is a very, very smart man financially and philosophically.
Yeah.
All right. We are the opposite poles of the magnet, the opposite poles of the world in our philosophies. But we found that middle ground, that education makes both of them possible.
Yep.
And so we came together on that middle ground. So folks that don't relate to me will relate to him.
Right.
And in a way that they'll get a benefit from what he's telling y'all, just like the folks that relate to me get a benefit from what I'm telling them. Now, I'm going to tell you that, I get people praising me all the time, and praise is for the Lord. It ain't for me. If you want to praise something, praise your God, well, whoever that may be. If God is your money, well, shame on you. You got a problem. But if God is a belief or a faith that you have, praise him. Praise him for the gifts he give you in your life. Don't praise old Coach. Just say thank you. I'm going to say you're welcome, and we're going to keep on keeping on. And then when you got another question, you say thank you again. I'm going to say you're welcome again. Because what I've noticed in this digital society is nobody's polite no more. Everybody, they type a question, somebody types an answer, nobody says thank you, nobody says you're welcome. None of that. It's just like, okay, I got what I want, and you run off.
Yep.
Well, guys, that's my alarm, and it don't mean it's over. It just means I got a pre-sale I have to be part of in 5 minutes. So don't fret none about me, but I got to buy something in a pre-sale in 5 minutes.
Well, let's do this. We'll ask one last question. I'll announce the winners, and then we'll allow you to be able to get on to the next task. And we appreciate so much.
I'm already hooked up and set up to do it. So all I have to do is punch the button, because I teach people how to do this for a living. And if I can't do it while I'm talking to you, I ought not be able to teach it.
Okay, perfect. It makes it that much more glorious. Dirty Mike, you can ask your question.
No hurry. Y'all take your time. Ask me any old thing you want. I'll be happy to answer. Like I said, when that timer goes up, I just push swap, and I'm done.
Hey, EJ, what's going on? Old Coach, I'm really enjoying listening to you. Thank you for all the knowledge that I'm just learning just from listening to you today.
Well, I can't hear you, young feller. So, VJ, you hear him? You repeat what he's saying for me.
Can you hear me, EJ?
Yep. I think he was saying more so just thank you for your time, that he really appreciates
EJ, I got a quick question for you, EJ. I was kind of late. My mom's in the hospital. I've had a lot of stuff going on the last 24 hours. I kind of missed how to get eligible for that tier 2. If you could just let me know if it's too late. I'm on Twitter right now. What do I got to do?
Yep. I think that Mo may have already selected the winners because I know that they just sent me over the list because we were going to do it in the last couple of minutes. So
all right, no worries.
But we'll figure out something. We'll definitely chat.
How many folks we got in here right now, EJ?
Maybe 30, 35. Okay, well, we're getting a couple other questions right before your pre-sale.
Y'all go ahead. I'm good. All I got to look for is the green button.
Better, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you. So if you'd like to ask Coach your question.
No, yeah, Coach. This is the first time that I've heard of you. I'm just joining this VC. I just wanted to know where I could find more stuff about you, or if it's only here, because I just like what I was hearing.
Well, Coach, I'm one of them people who hides in plain sight. But old Coach Cryp is my Twitter. It's the same name I got and everything. So you just put Tango. You put hashtag Tango Crypto, and that'll take you to a bunch of tweets about our Discord. Or you can put old Coach Cryp into Twitter, and you'll see a little bit about me. But I ain't nothing. I'm just a fellow who talks. And people like listening to me talk, so I ain't figured that out yet. So when I go in public, I don't talk because I don't like drawing a crowd. But on Discord, I talk because people like hearing it. And they paying money to hear me talk, so I got to talk.
Yep. Tango Discord. Tango Discord is Tango Crypto Discord is where you'll be able to find Coach's Corner.
Okay.
Yeah, I
right.
just found and got in it too. That's great. Thanks, Coach.
Yeehaw!
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach, I got a question.
What was that?
Hey, Coach. It's EP
what's
here.
up, EP?
Hey, Coach. Got a question here about basically the crypto market in general. I know sometimes I will tell people that we need to have patience in the market, and that a lot of people aren't buying. Can you give us some insight about what your thoughts are on the current market?
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're thinking about it, you're doing it wrong. It's that simple. The current market is driven by a herd mentality. Now, how many of you folks are cowboys that know how to herd something? Okay? Very few folks know what a herd is.
Right.
So if you don't know what a herd is, or you're not watching National Geographic and watching them herds in the Serengeti, then you don't understand herd mentality. So there's no point in trying to guess it because it's a waste of time because a herd's going to do what it's going to do. You just have to make the decision that this is what you want to do, and then you got to make a plan for what you're going to do, and then kick back and enjoy life. And when your plan reaches its fruition, you do what your next step is. Now, if you do that, the market ain't going to matter to you no more. But I'm telling you, this is the future. It is here. It's going to expand. The people that are doing it now will be part of something that when your grandkids talk about it, they're going to say, Grandpa, you was there. You was there when that happened. I don't believe that, Grandpa. And you're going to be able to say, yeah, I was there. I was one of the first people that done it. Right. And this is because the kids are not going to know the world before a blockchain technology took it over.
Right. Very true. Very, very true.
I just hit my buy, so I'm good.
I love it. That's one of the glorious things about you. It's you have a plan, you stick to the plan, and you're strategic about it.
Yep, that's all there is to crypto, guys.
I'm gonna unmute Kennedy, low key. So if you want to unmute yourself as well, you can ask Coach a question in regards to Tango Crypto as well.
Hello.
Hold on a second. DJ, can we? I need to stop that. That last feller, I did you a disservice, and I owe you an apology because there is one other part to that question. Your plan for crypto determines to whether or not market volatility is going to bother you or not. My plan is such, it don't make a crap. It's that simple. But if you're a day trader and you're going to actively pursue the market, Well, it matters. What the market's doing matters. So it all goes back to your plan. You make your plan, and that determines whether or not market fluctuations are going to cause you problems or not. Me, I learned that day trading is fun. I enjoy it. If I want to make some good money with a lot of work and a lot of effort, I can take $1,000 and make $100,000 in a day. But I'm gonna earn every penny of that $100,000 in blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
And that's all there is to it.
Can I speak?
Hey,
So,
Kennedy,
Hello?
you can ask Coach a question as well.
I've been offline for some days because I was suspended from Telegram. So I want to know what is today's discussion all about. I have two things to say. I want to know today's discussion first because I've been offline because I can't chat on Telegram. I've been seeing some messages to reply this problem. That's why I just off the Telegram. I just checked today and I saw Hammer Time. That's why I'm here. So I want to know what is today's discussion.
Sorry, that was kind of hard to hear you. So did you have a question?
Yes, I said I want to know what's today's discussion.
Today's
Because I'm
discussion.
offline for some days now.
Yeah. So today's discussion has basically been an educational session with old Coach from Tango Crypto Discord. And so he's kind of given us some insights to who he is, his background, what he does as far as teaching his classes in the Tier 2 subscription over there at Tango Discord. So, and then we're also giving away 5 winners that have already been selected from our Twitter competition. It's a year-long subscription to Tango Crypto Tier 2, value of $300. So that was the discussion that we had today.
Okay.
Now, I do want to go ahead.
No, I was going to say thank you, Kennedy. So that was kind of the recap of what we basically did today. It looks like that is all of the questions. Because
one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, what you were kind of curious what you're buying in the pre-sale. Which one was that?
I'm not telling you that.
No.
That's part of Tango Crypto's Tier 2 premium.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, I ain't spoon feeding nobody. That's not what we're about. I'm teaching you how to be an analytical thinker, how to do things in a manner that makes you comfortable in every aspect of crypto. The result of the teaching is these projects that you get to be part of, because people come to Tango Crypto with their project and says, hey, how do I pass your vetting? I say, you build your job. I'll look at it. If it's good, it'll pass. If it ain't good, it ain't going to pass. Well, what are you calling good? Well, I ain't going to tell you how to build your house. That's your business. You build your house your way. If it's a good house and I want to be in it, I'll say I want to be in it. And if it ain't a good house, I'm going to say I ain't walking in that house. And that's just the way it is. Now, what makes us special is we treat everybody the same. You can't bias. We've had people come in there and say, well, what if we give you a chunk of our tokens? Will you pass us? I say, well, you can give us a chunk of tokens after we pass you, or you can give us a chunk of tokens after we fail you. That's your choice. You do it either way. It don't matter to me either way. And if you try to buy me, you can't afford me. You want me for free, you got me. But you want to pay me, you ain't got enough money in this world to buy me. So you either take what I'm giving for free, which is a free vetting of your project for my membership, and if you pass, we'll help you promote your token free of charge. It don't cost you a dime. But if you don't pass, we're not going to say why, because we don't spread no negativity. We just say it don't pass muster, and we leave it at that. And then you want to whine and fuss about it, well, you go whine and fuss in somebody else's house, not my house.
I love it. So with all of that being said, Coach, thank you so much. But we are going to announce the 5 winners from our Twitter competition. Once again, these winners will each receive a 1-year subscription to Tango Crypto Discord Tier 2. The first winner, so these will be your Twitter handles. And we will also tweet this back out. Mo will do that for us, so thank you, Mo. Crypto Kaiser is the first winner. Crypto Kaiser with a K. The second winner is We Earn Digital. That's Twitter, We Earn Digital. The third winner is Escape 775 or ESC 775. The fourth winner is True Zero Obsidian. So True Obsidian on Twitter. And our fifth winner is _Crypto Huntress. _Crypto Huntress. So thank you all for the retweets. I know that Tango and EverReflect both appreciate it greatly. Those will be tweeted back out. But if you're any of those 5 Twitter handles, you should be receiving a message from our EverReflect Twitter handle. Before we close, I just want to acknowledge you, Coach. You have been one of the greatest human beings I've met in this space, bar none. I appreciate your kindness, your generosity, the words, and the education that you are spreading. It's truly a gift. And we're fortunate from the EverReflect family, from myself personally, to even be able to consider you a close friend. And spending the 2 hours every time we seem to speak on the phone are some of the best experiences I've had through this entire process. So thank you so much for everything you're doing for the Tango crypto community, but also what you did today, just coming into our AMA and spending time with us.
Well, I thought a lot about trying to give a class in your AMA, but then I couldn't do it because, like I told you, integrity is the skin. It ain't a shirt you change. So, but I'll tell you what, if folks come, and I'll make this deal with anybody, you come to our Discord and you pay for an education, and you tell me at the end of that first month that you didn't get the education you paid for, Coach will give you your $25 back. Coming out of my pocket, I'll give it back to you. I promise you that. If you only got $24.99 out of that $25, I'll give you the whole $25 back. Because I feel like that what we're giving is a priceless thing, and I don't know how to put a dollar figure on it. But if it ain't a value to you, there ain't nothing. It don't care if you spend a penny or you spend $100,000. If it ain't a value, you deserve your money back, and I'll do that. And anybody has a problem with that, we'll tell them come see me.
I love it. So once again, thank you everybody for taking your time today to spend with the EverReflect official AMA featuring Old Coach from Tango Crypto Discord. We're going to sign off now. This will be has been recorded and will be posted to YouTube. But thank you, Coach. I love you, man, and I will definitely talk to you soon.
All right, EJ, it's a pleasure. It always is. The adoration, you need to tone that down a little bit, but I don't mind. I love it when a fella says thank you because I love saying mighty welcome. So it works out for me. Y'all, thank y'all much for all listening to an old fella spout off at the mouth. I really appreciate it.
You deserve every bit of it. All right, my friend. We'll see ya.
Y'all be good.